Hi guys, hope you're all well. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel. So today I've got for you a Pilates based core conditioning session with a little bit of mobility and stretch in there as well. Hope you enjoy, let me know your feedback, and yeah, so let's find a little bit of space and we're going to get started. So nice and simple to begin, you're going to come to a kneeling position. Okay, so here just think about lengthening through your spine, bringing your shoulders down and back and looking straight out in front. So from here we're going to float the arms out front. So we're going to start with what we call an archer. So pulling the shoulders down and back, you're gently going to pull through your right elbow and you're going to do a little rotation through your upper body. You're going to bring the arm all the way back and then to change. So as you pull back, think about pulling through your elbow and opening through the rib cage. What we don't want to do here is twist the hips. So try and keep both of your hips facing forwards and then to bring it back to the middle. So just nice and slowly, you're going to alternate the arms, pulling the elbow back, try not to shrug the shoulder, and then all the way back to the middle. Good, so take your time, just asking for a little bit of rotation, and just allowing your body to get moving. Good, so here just relaxing the breath, and just moving at your own pace. We're going to go one more to each side. Good, last one. And coming back to the center, good. Okay, so from here now we're going to come to an all fours position. So we want to bring the knees underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. So thinking about a flat line through the spine. So making sure here you're not arching your lower back and you're not tucking under. So we're looking for that tabletop position, straightening through the elbows. So think about pushing away from the ground and pulling your shoulders away from your ears. So we're trying to lengthen through the back of the neck. Also just watch here that you're not letting your head drop down to the floor. So pulling the head in line but keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest. Okay, so once you've got your basics set up, we're going to gently from here rock the weight back into the knees and then rocking the weight forwards into the hands. So just a gentle wrist stretch as you rock your weight back and then bringing the weight forwards. Good, so just taking your time. Good, so we're now going to change this into a circular movement. So you're going to bring your weight into your left hand, forwards into your right hand, back into your right knee, and into your left knee. So just drawing a circle with the body. Try and keep your elbows straight. So you're just putting a little bit of pressure into the wrist. And then we're going to change direction. So we're then going to do 3 circles the other way. Just allowing the body to move gently. Good. Last one. Nice. Okay, so from there, just centering yourself back, think about your position, drawing the abdominals in, shoulders away from the ears. So we're going to start basic here with a single leg slide. Keeping 50% of your weight into your hands, 50% of your weight into your legs as you slide one foot along the floor. Now as you do this, what I don't want to see is your lower back change shape. So draw the abdominals in to keep that lower back flat so the lumbar spine stays still. You're going to alternate nice and slowly. Also what I don't want to see with this movement is as you draw the knee back in, I don't want to see any transition of weight through the hips. So you shouldn't be moving side to side. The weight stays evenly distributed and you alternate the legs. Good, so let's keep moving like that nice and slowly, drawing the abdominals in. Good. If you can, from here we're going to start to add opposite arm to opposite leg. So keeping the arm and the leg low, draw the abdominals in so your lower back doesn't change shape. So again, what I don't want to see is a massive arch happening through your spine. We draw the belly button in and you alternate to keep the back as still as possible. So imagine you've got a tray of water across your back and you don't want to let the water spill. 4 more. Good, last 2. And your last 1. Good, coming back to the center and just sitting back into your child's pose shoulder stretch to release through the arms. Okay, so slowly coming up and out of that. Now we're going to change your position slightly by bringing your knees together. So same position through your spine. Flat back, shoulders down, lift the back of the head but keep the chin tucked in. You're going to draw your belly button in. You're going to tuck your toes. Now keeping your back nice and flat, you're going to hover your knees an inch away from the floor. So push down into the ground, squeeze the belly button into the spine and hold in there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and slow to release. Excellent. Okay, so from here we're going to add a little bit of a rotation, so it's the same position. Okay, so the knees are together, hands underneath the shoulders. This time you tuck the toes under, pull the shoulders down and back, draw the belly button in to hover your knees away. From here, your shoulders stay facing the floor and you're gently going to twist both of your knees to the right and back to the middle. You then go to the left. So you're going to alternate this nice and steady, just moving to your right and then to your left. Really squeezing through the obliques, keeping the abdominals strong. Good, we've got 4 more. Good, last 2. And slowly bringing the knees back to the floor. Good. Okay, so just from there coming into a gentle chest stretch. So you're going to bring your hands behind your back. Place your hands onto the center of your back here. Squeezing your elbows together and just look into the ceiling. Good, and slow to release out there. Excellent, guys. Okay, so from here we're now going to come round to seated and we're going to work on finding a balance point. So, nice and simple. All you're going to do, make sure you've got enough space behind you. Obviously we're going to be rolling, so we don't want to hit our heads. So you're going to hold behind the backs of your legs and you're gently going to lift 1 foot away from the floor. Slight rock back through the pelvis to try and lift your second leg. So finding a balance point here, if you can, you take your hands away. Draw the abdominals in, keep the shoulders relaxed and holding your balance. Good. For those that are a little bit more advanced, you're going to try and straighten one leg up as high as you can. Bending it back in, keep the pelvis nice and still. Remember that tilt through the lower back. And then change to the second side. Keep the body nice and still to bring it back and then to change. Obviously this is optional. If you don't feel like you can straighten the leg, keep the knees bent and just try and keep that balance. Good, we've got 4 more. Good. Last 2. Keeping that lower back still. Draw the abdominals in. Good. And then just taking hold of the legs we go into a little rolling action. So from here, you're going to roll through your spine. You're going to allow your hips to lift, and you're going to balance at the top. Try as you come up not to use too much momentum and let your feet hit the floor. So squeezing, rolling through the spine and back to seated. Find that balance. Good. So just move in that in your own time. Find your balance each time. Make sure you're breathing, relaxing the shoulders. Last two. And your last one. Find your balance. Good. Hands away, shoulders down. Now from here, you're either staying here, or if you feel you can, you're going to try and lengthen your feet. If 2 feet's a little bit too technical here, we can go to one leg, or we can just stay in the balance, either or. So find your own level, squeeze the abdominals in, hold the legs. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, and bending them in to take a little rest there. Excellent. Okay, so from there we're going to open everything out. You're going to bring your hands behind your back. We're going to face the fingertips away from you. Feet are coming hip distance apart. So we're now going to go to a reverse plank or a crab, whichever you wish to call it. We're going to squeeze the hips up. So you want to think about pressing your hips as high as you can. Open your chest and look to the ceiling. Try and squeeze your bum cheeks, so activate your glutes and hold it here. And slowly lowering the hips back down. And again, you're going to squeeze through the hips, pressing nice and high. Engage through your glutes. Open the chest. And slow to come back down. Good. 4 more. Squeezing up. And all the way down. Pressing all the way up. Squeeze the glutes. All the way down. Good. 2 more like that to press high. Squeeze the bum cheeks. And all the way down. Last one. Squeeze the glutes. Press as high as you can. Open the chest. And all the way to the floor. Very good, guys. So from here, we're going to open both of your legs out in front. Sitting as tall as you can, you're going to take a deep breath in to reach high. As you exhale, you're going to reach towards your toes. Try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Flex your toes back towards you and just hold it into that forwards bend. Obviously, if you can, bring your chest as low to your thighs as you can. Good. Now from here, connect the abdominals. You're slowly going to roll yourself back, squeezing into that C shape. Think about squeezing your belly button to your spine. You're going to go vertebrae by vertebrae as slowly as possible to place your lower back down, rolling through your spine to lower to the ground, reaching your arms to the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, chin toward your chest, you're going to press your lower back to the ground, and you're going to roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your hands back down by your sides, and you go again. Big reach up as you inhale. Exhale, reach past the feet as far forwards as you can to release over the legs. And squeeze the abdominals and rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and slowly roll through the spine. Try and control through the back as you lower all the way down. Under control. Try not to collapse here. Inhale. Exhale. Press your lower back down. Chin towards your chest. To roll yourself up under control. place the hands down. Last one. This time we're going to stay at the bottom. So you inhale. As you exhale, reach past the legs. Good. Slowly here, squeeze the abdominals, roll vertebrae by vertebrae. Nice and steady as you go all the way to the floor. From here, we'll float the arms up and over to a full body stretch. So really lengthen the arms and the feet away. Okay, when you're ready from here, guys, bringing the arms up and over, and you're just going to draw your right knee into your chest, press your lower back into the ground to lift your left knee to join. So just hugging both knees in tight. Good. Okay, so from here, I want you to bring your chin towards your chest, try and bring your forehead up towards your knees, lift your head and shoulders up as high as you can, so you're into a tight ball. So if you can, get your shoulder blades off the ground. Now holding onto your right leg, you're going to stretch your left leg out and away. Press your lower back down, squeeze the abdominals. You bring that left leg back in and you switch it over. Good, so let's continue to alternate nice and slowly. Keep the pressure through your lower back. Keep your shoulders high off the ground. Good, so taking your time, squeeze the belly button to your spine and make sure you're not holding your breath. Good, we're going to do 4 more like this. Good, last one. From here, bringing both knees back in and slow to lower the head and shoulders back down. Excellent. Okay, so from here, guys, you're going to place one foot down to the floor at a time, and we're going to set into a neutral position. So for your neutral position, we want to take the feet hip distance apart, both of your knees pointing up towards the ceiling and your hands rested by your sides. Chin tucked in to lengthen the back of the neck, and then thinking about your pelvic position. So I don't want you to be arching through your lower back. So think about your pelvis as though it's a bucket of water. Now, if you arch your back, the bucket of water is going to tip forwards and all the water comes out the front. So you know, if you can get your hands all the way underneath your lower back and you've got a massive gap, you're probably arching your lower back. Vice versa, I don't want you to be tipping that bucket backwards and pressing your lower back into the ground. We want to find that midway place, so it should be a natural, neutral position. Draw the abdominals in, but remember, as you draw the abdominals in, we don't press down, okay? So we're finding that midway place. Okay, so we're going to take this now into a shoulder bridge. So for your shoulder bridge, it always starts with a pelvic tilt. So your pelvic tilt is going to go into an imprint. You want to squeeze your lower abdominals. Think about scooping the abdominals in and up as you press your lower back into the ground. So you're tilting your pelvis back and down, and then you're releasing back to neutral. Just neutral, try not to arch on the way back. So you squeeze into that imprint, tilt the pelvis, and then release. Good. Now starting to add a glute squeeze. So as you squeeze through your lower back to the floor, you're going to squeeze both bum cheeks as tight as you can, and then slow to release. Good. So you press into that imprint, you squeeze your glutes, and then you release. Good. So now from here, we're going to start to float the hips away from the floor. So it needs to be a rolling action. So vertebrae by vertebrae as you leave the ground. You squeeze your lower back to the floor, squeeze your bum cheeks. Really important the glutes activate. And then start to lift your hips an inch away from the floor by squeezing the hips a little bit higher. And then all the way back down to the ground. And then to go again, so squeeze the lower back, squeeze the glutes to activate, press through your heels, to start to guide your hips a little bit higher. Vertebrae by vertebrae on the way up and on the way down. Take your time working out any stiffness you've got through your lower back. Squeeze the glutes, make sure you're activating before you start to lift. And each time now you're just gradually making this a little bit higher. Don't rush it. Obviously, if you're feeling quite tight through this movement, you can spend a bit of time doing this exercise. Good. For those that are feeling nice and easy through this, you can start to press a little bit higher into your full shoulder bridge, making sure them glutes are really switching on, you're activating, and you're working through your posterior chain. Good, so just nice and slow, press into the imprint, squeeze the glutes, and then rolling through the spine. Make sure them glutes are working equally as hard. Good, we're going to take 2 more like this, so just gradually making your way to the top, making sure your glutes, as soon as your hips leave the floor, your glutes should already be switched on. And then your glutes should be switched on all the way down until your hips release at the bottom. So really important to keep your glutes squeezing. Good. We're going to do 1 more like that. So let's do a little squeeze and hold at the top this time. Squeezing tight to press high. Holding at the top, squeeze your bum cheeks and hold it here. For 10, 9, keep squeezing, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very slow to come down. Keep squeezing the glutes all the way down. And then just to take a rest at the bottom. Excellent. Very good, guys. Okay, so from here you're going to bring your right knee into your chest and you're just going to hold the front of your shin. Draw that knee nice and tight in. Good. Let's change your hand grip so the hands come to behind the back of your hamstring. We're going to lengthen that right leg up as high as you can. Think about pushing your heel up towards the ceiling, really lengthening through the back of the knee. So I would rather your leg be a little further away from you with a straight leg than trying to bring it too close in with a bent knee. Okay, so release it a little so you can straighten the leg. Good. If you feel comfortable here, see if you can walk your hands a little bit higher up to the calf. If not, stay where you are. Just concentrate on pushing your heel up as high as you can. Also, just watching this position here, guys, that your bum isn't lifted off the floor. Try and press your hips down. Good. Bending the knee in slowly. And then we change sides. So from here now, we're going to draw this left knee in, holding the front of the shin, and drawing it into the chest. Good. Change your hand grip to behind the back of your hamstring and extending the leg high. So push that heel up as high as you can, straighten the back of the knee, holding that stretch. Good. Really push the heel up and see if you can walk your hands a little bit higher. If not, stay where you are. And bending the knee back in. Okay, from here, pressing your lower back to the ground, you're going to squeeze the abdominals to draw this right knee back in. So we're going to do a little rolling like a ball action, so like we did from the top, but now from the bottom. This may take a few attempts to come up, and that's absolutely fine. So you're just going to start to rock through the hips, through the shoulders, and just gradually making it a little bit bigger until eventually you come all the way back to seated. Take your time, make sure it's under control. Excellent. Okay, so take your time to come back to kneel, back to the front, and we're just going to go back to your shell stretch. So into that child's pose, bum comes back toward your heels, extending your arms out. This time take them a little bit wider so they're out on a V, and just bringing your body forwards. Okay, so take your time from here to roll yourself up, no rush, just gradually bringing yourself back to the top. Good, excellent. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We're going to have loads more content coming very soon, so love to hear your feedback and hopefully see you guys soon. Thanks for joining.